right, so so we live. So as you see the topic, we're gonna be talking about food, right? Healthy food. Are the food that we consume, is it good for us, or is it detrimental to our health, right? So we're gonna be talking a little bit about food this week. All right, so before we get started though, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. All right, turn your post notification bell on so each time we upload a video like this, you'll get it right there on your phone. All right, so go ahead now and just hit the like button as you come in. So what happened is every Sunday we will be going live, right? And this channel right here. And sometimes, not sometime, but we will be going live at 6. All right, so don't forget to tune in and like this video, share this video if you find it interesting, and subscribe to our channel, right? So we're gonna get started. So the topic we're gonna be talking about is healthy food. Are we on the topic of food? All right. So some people, they would say that does it really matter what kind of food we eat? Once our belly is full, that's all that's matter. Like, I would say it does matter what kind of food we eat, right? Because you have one body, right? You can't just go ahead and buy next and purchase the next one and live a different life in it. All right, you're just gonna have one body, and it's how you treat it. It's how you the kind of food you ate, that's gonna determine the outcome of your life, right? And also of your thinking, because if you consume some kind of food, it also change your genetics, right? In certain way, that even your mindset, even the way how you operate, actually changes too, depend upon the kind of food you eat, right? So it is good for you to eat. Most people going to say, all right, too much of one thing, okay, good, not good for you. And if you do too much vegetables, it's not good. If you do too much meat, it's not good. You need to have a little balance, like little meat, little vegetables. A lot of people have different things to say about how you eat, right? And most of the time when they say that, it is just their opinion, because they haven't done any research. And even if they research, they're not researching the people that look like them. All right, they're researching the people that look not like them and listening to those people, right? So the kind of food we eat is it depends on the outcome that we're going to get in life. All right, so let's start with us, right? So African should be eating different food from, for example, the Chinese, the European, and the Caucasian people, right? We all should be eating different food. But what happened is, when we was taken from Africa and we come here in this Western world, they didn't bring the food with us. So we have to come here and we got to adapt to their food. And now this is why we eating all this kind of food here and thinking this is the good food for us, because we grew up eating it. So we think it's okay for us. But really, these are the food that is not genetically modified for us, right? These are for the European food, and these are the Caucasian people food that we are eating and we are consuming and thinking like, okay, it's okay since our grandparents was eating it and they survived. The thing is, we are adaptable, right? So we could adapt to these kind of food. That doesn't mean that this is our food, right? And if you say, well, in Africa they eat this kind of food, they eat that kind of food, yes, because it is Europeanized right now as we speak. But if you want to go way back, right? If you want to do your good research and go way back, we never used to eat meat. Okay? I know it's controversial, but we never used to. We used to live off the natural fruits and vegetables of the trees, and we used to actually plant our own food. Okay? This is how we used to live. This is why you see, if you could look way back in those time, African people were so ripped, right? And they never used to go to any gym. It was because of the healthy food that we ate. Okay? Now if you look in Africa, you will see everyone have a big belly, everyone looking out of shape except the one that's go to the gym. Now we used to eat alkaline food, right? And alkaline food are food that is natural, the food that was created, right? The food that was created naturally without being made in the lab, right? Oh, this sun. So this is the kind of food that we used to eat in those time, all right? And we used to be pretty much healthy. So now we move forward by we coming here as taken as slave and coming in this Western Hemisphere. We start to eat the food that our slave master didn't want, right? So if they kill an animal, the part that they didn't want to eat, they will give to the slave, and that's what we have to cook it, we have to eat it, we have to make the best out of it. So we grew up on these kind of things because that's what our grandparents was doing. So now we're thinking this is the kind of food that we should be eating, because now we get accustomed to it. So it smells so good to us now, right? So if we're not consuming any meat, we're thinking that we're not getting any protein. We're thinking a lot of stuff because this is what they taught us, and we are not listening to the people who look like us. We're listening to people who does not look like us, and there goes the problem. That's where the problem lies. When you're talking about researching, you have to know what to research, who to research. Like I said earlier, we have different food that we should eat. Okay, it depends on what race you are. We all have different food that we should eat. All right, so when we come here, we have to eat the things that our slave master did not need. That's what we have to eat, and this is why we get accustomed and we get used to this kind of food, and now we're thinking we cannot live without it. Okay, so the effect of this kind of food that we eat. Let's say most people, they never see a chicken getting killed. Most people never see a pig getting killed. Most people never see a goat getting killed. We never see this thing, how cruel it is. All right, most people, if we see it, we will never consume it, because when you're going to kill these animals, all right, these animals get so panicked that they release oxygen in their body that is basically poison, right? And when they cook this kind of food, these animalistic behavior, when we eat this kind of food from the animals that we eat, we eventually become that animal, right? So the more meat you consume, the more meat you eat, you eventually turn out to be an animal. This is why we have this kind of ways that we have going on here, right? It contributes to all this kind of killing that we're doing. This also go to the mindset of how we think, because of the food that we consuming from these animals that we killed and eat. Okay, so we have to understand the effect when we eat these kind of things. Health benefit, health wise, when we also consume these animals, right, which we should not be consuming. When we do, these animals, it is not good for our health. Like I say, we as African, we should not be eating meat in a way. All right, I know a lot of people not going to agree with me, but this is just the way it is. All right, I'm not telling anyone to stop, but I'm just saying this is how it should be. Okay, so it affecting our health. because we cannot digest this kind of food, right? Our immune system, our our system then was not created to digest this kind of food. This is why you see you have people, they overweight and they gain weight so easily, because it's not very easy to digest this kind of food, because our system does not make up for that, right? Our system was made up to digest fruits, vegetables, like this kind of food that is natural, that was here, okay, that was not made in a lab. Now the rain is falling so loud, so we have to focus and know what is good for us, what is healthy for us, and what is killing us, and what have us thinking like how we're thinking right now. Okay? Yeah, it's raining real hard. I don't even know if you can hear me. So how we how we how we how we how we consume this kind of food, it does affect our health. It does affect the way how we think. It does affect the way how we look at life. All right, it does a lot to us when we eat this kind of food, which is not good for us. All right, so we could go on and on about how this food affect our body. All right, so like I was saying, we does not have that. What's the word I'm looking for? We does not have that kind of what you would say. We does not have that kind of thing to digest these food. All right, so when we eat this food, we have this thing going on in our body for weeks, right? It's still inside of our body. It still this does not digest because our body is confused. They don't know how to digest this food, right? So this is why you see people gain a lot of weight, and when you eat this kind of food, you say you're full, you know, you're feeling healthy, but your body is actually starving, because there's no nutrition value in this kind of food that we eat. It have no nutrition benefits to your body. Okay, yes, it make you full and you belch and you're thinking like, okay, you just eat some good food, but actually your body is starving. No matter if you weigh 500 pounds, if you're not eating the right food with the right calories, with the right nutrition for your body is actually starving. Okay, and like I say, if you are an African and you're listening to a Caucasian explaining to you nutrition value and how you need protein and what you need to eat to get protein, you are on the wrong path. Okay, you cannot listen to someone who is not your race telling you about protein and what you need to eat to gain protein, and it is crazy. All right, because the biggest animal that you look at right now, like the gorilla, like the elephant, okay, the gorilla, the elephant, these they does not eat meat, right? They eat greens, and they are the biggest. Where they don't need meat to get protein. This is basically what it is. So when someone telling you you need meat to get protein, you don't need meat to get protein, because if you, all right, let me give you a better example. If the animal that you eat to get protein, that animal that you eat, where they get protein from, right? Where they get protein from? Yeah, we eat from the middleman, right? So if let's say they say you need chicken to have protein in your body, because you need protein to live, you need protein to be strong, you need protein to build muscle, all right? Where does the chicken that you eat get that protein from? They just naturally have it in them? No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Okay, it has to be what they are eating, that they have to eat something to get that protein. So why would you want to eat a secondhand protein when you could just go straight ahead and get it from the vegetables that is there, right? You have a lot of vegetables that you get protein from. If there is such thing called protein, right? Because every nutrition food that you ate should have a nutrition value for your organs inside of your body. It doesn't matter what category they want to put it in. If they want to say, okay, it's protein, if they want to say it's fiber, if they want to say it's whatever they want to put it in. But what I'm saying is, you don't need animals to get protein, right? If you want to have proof, listen to someone of your race. Dr. Sebi explained it perfect, right? You could go look him up. These people explain to you exactly the kind of food you should be consuming as an African. Okay? Now, if the Caucasian man want to eat meat, he want to eat shark, he want to eat whale, he want to eat anything that's move. That's okay for him because he have a different DNA from us, right? So he could consume that and nothing wrong with him. We are not the same race. We have different food for different race. This is how we have to know. All right. So you might been here for forever and you're thinking, okay, this is what I see they eat, this is healthy for us, and this is what I'm gonna eat. Anytime you get hungry, it's not really you get hungry. If you really getting hungry, you want to go eat some chicken or you want to go eat some beef or some steak. It's the parasite in you calling for these things, right? It is the parasite in you. And then when you speak to some people and they say, wow, you doesn't eat meat, oh, you don't know what you are missing. What I am missing. You understand what I'm saying? This is what you get from them. You don't know what you are missing, right? And they have all kind of things to say, oh, this or that, and they are the main one who always have problems with their body first. Okay, these are the people who have cancer first. These are the people that suffer from a lot of things, strokes, blood clots, all these kind of things, because they are not consuming the right food, right? So it's good to educate yourself on the kind of food that is good for you as an African, and educate yourself on the kind of food that is good for a Chinese, a Asian, or and Caucasian people, men or women. Okay, it is different food that is made for us as the African. We have to know that. So we have to know what kind of food to consume to live healthy, right? To not starve in our body. Okay, every food you should eat, it is already there for us. It's only you to just do your research, all right? Know what you should eat, know what you shouldn't eat, and stop contradict yourself. All right? Not because you grew up eating chicken, eating beef, eating steak, eating pork, that doesn't mean that it's good for you. That doesn't mean that that's the food that you should eat, right? We have no knowledge, or let's say our grandparents, when they was doing these things, there was no research there for them. There's no they didn't have any choice but to eat what was given to them. Okay, and these people, they will live a long time because they never used to have so much like cars. They used to walk, so they used to walk off these kind of food when they eat it. Now we living in a 21st century. Now we living in a modern time that's maybe only time you walk is just to go inside of your building to go to work and come back, then you jump in your car again. Most of us does not walk. So all these kind of food that we eat is going to just stay there on our body, right? And it's going to end up leading up to something that's not good for us, right? So it's good for us to research the kind of food that is good for us as African, and trying to change your diet and fit what is good for you. That's what I'm saying. All right, we could go on and on about this topic. We could go forever, right? All I'm saying is, don't get upset with me. I'm just here to tell you exactly the truth about the food that we eat. All right, we should be consuming a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits. We should be eating, right? And also, it's a lot of fruits and vegetables that is not natural. It's a lot of them that was made in the lab, right? And then it is actually acidic. We should be consuming a lot of alkaline food, right? We have to know the difference between alkalinity and acidic. When we consume so much acidic food, it is no good for us. All right, so we have to know the alkaline food, and it's easy to know it before when you go to the supermarket, before you buy something. It's on your phone. Just ask Google, right? Let's say you see this bread. You just ask the phone, is this bread alkaline or acidic? It will tell you. All right. We just have to educate ourselves on how we eat, educate ourselves on what we consume, so we could think right, so we could do the right thing. Okay. So I'm not gonna go further with this. All right. Like I say, every Sunday we go live and we talk about various topics. All right. So this is what I'm saying. Before you watch this video and then you forgot to hit like, as soon as you see it popped up on your screen, you just hit like. So you don't forget to hit it, right? Because I need this so that YouTube could actually push our videos, right? So don't forget to like this video, share, comment, subscribe, all those things. All right, so now we'll see you in the next video.